Hello dear students, welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 10. We are having training and doping in sports, and today's topic which we are going to learn, that is skills. Actually we are having other topics also like techniques and style that we are going to cover in the next video. So let's start the video for the skills. Let's learn what does the skills mean. So what does the skill means? The skill is an ability to perform the sporting skills consistently well at speed under the fatigue and pressure condition in competition environment is called skills. Now what that is, it is an ability to perform the sporting skills. There are the different techniques, there are the different skills that are the fundamental skills, that are the specific skills which need to be learned well at speed under the fatigue also, where it also have lots of exhaustion, because to master the skill one must spend lots of time for practice, and pressure condition in the competition environment is called as a skill. Now a skill is an ability to perform the whole movement. While performing the skill, motor waves from the brain reaches to the definite quantity at the appropriate time. That means that what you are told to be done, that is to be done exactly, but it is only been possible when our brain used to send the signal to the muscles to work all together. Then only it has been possible to perform it well. So while performing the motor skills, waves from the brain reaches in a definite quantity and at appropriate time. It makes the coordination of the activities possible. Through the regular exercise, a player becomes proficient, it becomes master in different skills. The skills which are more complex should be learned by dividing them into parts. If you find out that some of the skills are difficult, then it should be learned part wise, part by part. Clear? It should be broken in different parts, and then afterward it should be learned so that we can learn it well. So complex skills requires it is difficult, so that's why it requires to be divide the skills into different parts, and then it is to be learned. By combining the different part of this complex skill can be accomplished. Now skills are the various kinds, like shooting in basketball. You have seen the basketball shooting, it is one of the skill. Then passing in basketball. Then we are having throwing. Then in badminton we are having underarm service. We are having drop shots. So these are the skills to be practiced. In and squash, or doing a service in the tennis, and passing overhead throw in the overhead throw overhand throw in the football. When the ball used to go on the sideline, out of the sideline, we used to throw in. The throw in is being done overhead, and that is also to be learned well, because it should be mastered. By seeing these players, it can be observed that all skills are done beautifully and without any pressure. These skills are being done when we used to see these players. It has been observed that the skills are being done beautifully without any pressure, because there is a good coordination of their brain, the nervous system towards the muscles, and they all used to work together well. So it used to have a smooth movement. When we used to see the observe the other players, it looks that they have mastered the skill, so it looks a smooth movement. Sports skills are voluntary coordinated tasks with sport specific goals. They are coordinated tasks. Learning basic movement skills is the first step towards the learning sport specific skills. Learning basic movement skill is the first step. That means that we need to learn the fundamental. The basic skills are to be learned first, and then afterwards the specific skills are be learned for an athletic performance. Understanding these basics movement helps the coach make good training decision for the proficiency, as well as for fitness, strength and conditioning. So understanding these basic movement, it is going to help the coach to make good training decision for getting mastery, the athletes or the player that they are getting mastery, as well as for their fitness of the player, for strength and conditioning. Now there are the factors which affects the skill. What are the factors which affects the skills? There are the various players. It depends upon the player's ability. These factors affects the to learn the skill for a player. For example, they are having the height also affects, their weight affects, their reaction time affects. So these are the factors which affects the skills. Like first we are having height. If the player is too tall, his sports performance will be affected because of the tall player. has a high center of gravity. High center of gravity, that means that for getting the mastery or learning that skill, the tall player are getting difficulty in learning or getting the proficiency in the particular skills. Then weight is also one of the factor which affects in learning the skills. The more a player has a weight, the more he faces the problem while exerting his skills, because fat person has less flexibility. So due to less flexibility, you can see that they are having problem in moving around. So the weight is also one of the factor which affects in learning the skills. Then we are having reaction time. So when the reaction time is less, the player performance will be highly skillful. But here the reaction time is one of the one of the factor which affects the skills, because when the reaction time is less, the player performance will be highly skillful. And if the reaction time is more, then it takes lots of time for the player to react. Then they are not being able to grab the skills well. Then we are having fourth point, that is eye and muscle coordination. Because you have seen that many of the children or the player, they are having this eye and muscle coordination. Due to that, they may not be able to learn the skill appropriately. So if the coordination between the eye and muscle is good, the player skill will be as good as well be good as well. Then we are having muscular response. In the central nervous system does not instruct the muscle on time, it badly affects the player's performance. So it is very much that muscle must respond, the central nervous must give the proper signal, and that depends upon the how the player are being trained. So this muscular response is also one of the factor which affects the learning the skills. Then we are having muscle tone. When the player performs the various activities, his muscle gets stressed. It in turn affects the performance of the player's skill. So muscle tone is also one of the factor. Due to the muscle used to get stressed, it affects the performance of the player's skill. So these are the factors like height, weight, reaction time, eye and muscle coordination, muscular response, and the muscle tone. These are the factors which affect the skills. Then we are going to learn the types of skills. There are the different types of skills, but just let's discuss one by one. We are having simple skill. What are the simple skills? Which are being fundamentals or the basic skills which are to be learned in any of the game or sports. The skills which do not require large amount of coordination, time, and decision making are simple skill, are considered as simple skill. These skills have limited physical demand and may not be dangerous. These skills are straightforward, easy to learn, and not difficult to perform. For example, chest pass in basketball. You can see this is the image of the chest pass, and this is skills do not require any of the problem, because it has been learned very easily. Because here this you need to remind it very clearly that the skills which do not require large amount of coordination, time, and decision making are considered as a simple skill. So we are having chest pass in basketball. You can see here, this is a picture of the chest pass which has been done by the player in the basketball. This is the first position, second position, third position, how to release the ball. Then we are having underarm serve either in the badminton. Then push pass, straight jump, and flick serve in badminton. These are the considered as an simple skills. So these simple skills actually they require large amount of they do not require the large amount of coordination, timing, and decision making. They are considered simple skills. Second skill we are having complex, opposite of that, that is difficult skills. So the skills which require large amount of coordination, it requires, whereas simple skill do not require large amount of coordination, whereas simple skill complex skill require large amount of coordination, timing, and quick thoughts process are called as a complex skill. So you can see here, this is the first position, second position, then power up, and then afterward shot. So this is the layup shot which has been taken by the player. This is the image which has been shown one by one. The same image is being taken. It shows that how you are going to move for the layup shot. Clear? So this is a complex skill. It requires time. These complex skills must be divided into different parts to learn, to make the players get the mastery or acquire the skill, learn the skill easily. So they are being divided into different parts. They require more concentration, because these skills require coordination, good coordination, timing, then a good thought process also. They require more concentration, they are more difficult to perform, they might be dangerous. For example, handspring in gymnastic. You have seen handspring in gymnastic which is being done on the pommel horse. Then we are having layup shot in the basketball. This is the picture on the side. It has been the layup shot in the basketball. Then overhead kick in football and smash in badminton. These are the complex skills. Clear? Because it requires large amount of coordination. Then we are having continuous skills. That skills which has no obvious beginning and end. It used to work on and on. The end of the one cycle of the movement is the beginning of the next of the skills is repeated like a cycle. So swimming, this is one of the skill. When you used to move the arm one by one, it is a continuous process, and these skills to be mastered. Like running movement of the arms and legs must be continuous. Cycling, paddling of this cycle is continuous. So these are the skills which must be which are being repeated again and again. And that means this is a very good line. It has been written, the end of one cycle of the movement is the beginning of the next. This is one of the good line for this continuous skill which can be reminded. Or you can also write down that the skills which are repeated continuously for a longer period of time, it becomes a continuous skills. For example, continuous, these are the examples. Swimming, running and cycling are the examples of continuous skills. Then open skill, the skill which are not under control and are unpredictable are classified as open skill. Which are not under control and unpredictable and are unpredictable, they are open skills. Unpredictable, we don't know, but this is going to happen. That becomes an unpredictable while playing. Sports such as football, hockey, badminton and lawn tennis etc. involves open skills. All of a sudden what is going to happen, where the player is going to kick and how you are going to kick, or how you are going to give the pass to the other player. So because here it is being told that skills which are not under control and unpredictable, they are unpredictable, are called as an open skill. For example, in badminton, performing any skill may affect by many different circumstances such as your opponent position on the court. For example, if you are just while playing in badminton, you just you flick the shuttle, all of a sudden you just drop a shuttle, or you flick the shuttle, or you give the shuttle the height of the backhand court side. So here the opponents are not able to judge. Even though you have seen in the football, when the penalty is being taken, the football, the who used to take the kick, at the time you have seen the goalkeeper's judgment is different, whereas the ball goes on the other side of the goal post. Clear? So here these are the considered an open skills. So because here it is not under the control and are unpredictable, so these skills are considered open skills. Closed skills take place in the stable predictable environment and perform no explicitly when and when to do what to do, and these skills have clear beginning and end. You can say that for example, free throw in basketball and serving in squash or tennis. We know that from where the player is going to serve, we can able to see, we can observe. Even though free throw, it is been either in a basketball, or you have seen that in a football also, the player used to football, it is not been possible because when the throw in is being taken, so it has been unpredictable where the player is going to throw on which side. Clear? So here in the closed skills, you can see that very good examples are being given, that free throw in the basketball and serving in squash or tennis, that, or you can say that back kick is being hit been kicked by the player. So it is been considered as closed skill. So closed skills are those skills which are been predicted and perform no explicitly when and what is to be done. Then gross skills. Gross means two altogether. The skills which involves large muscles and do not have precise movement are called as gross skills. These skills include many fundamental patterns such as walking, running, jumping. These are the gross skills. Walking, running, jumping, because these are going to where you are going to use their large muscles are being used for these gross skills. The best example are such skills is shot put. Then we are having fine skill. Fine means a very small skills which are being needed. These skills include complex precise movement using the small group of muscle. Small group of muscle, either use of your fingers or use of your eyes. High level of the hand-eye coordination is required with while performing these skills. A snooker shot and playing the piano are the perfect example of fine skill, because fine skill where the small muscles are being used, that these the where the fine muscles are being, whereas our eyes also which are having the muscles where it's required hand-eye coordination, all both together, where your eyes are also working, where your hands are also working together. So such are the examples of the fine skills. Then serial skill, one by one. These skills are group of discrete skills which are being performed in serial to make a complex movement. Serial skill, uh, that is a triple jump or layup shot in the basketball. That is also one of the serial skill, because which has been learnt steps by step. It is being taught, because these are the complex movements which are being learnt order by order, and then after it is to be performed continuously. That's why it has been given in the continuous skill. But serial skill is the same, sounds the same. These skills are being group of discrete skills which are performed in serial to make a complex movement, such as sequence of the skills for triple jump. Clear? In the triple jump, hop, and the third jump it is to be landed. So two hops and the third is to be landed. So here an individual skills. What are the individual skills? Individual skills are those skills which are performed in isolation, such as high jump and long jump. Individual, where the person used to perform the skills individually. These are the skills which are being considered as an individual skills or performed in isolation. Whereas coactive skills are those skills which are performed at the same time as others but without direction confrontation, such as swimming and running. Coactive skills. So here it is being told that are those skills which are performed at the same time as others but without direction confrontation, such as swimming and running, where all together they are going to perform. Coactive, where other members are also active along with us and they are going to perform the same thing. For example, running, where the players are going to run along with you. In the swimming also the same thing. So here are being performed at the same time as others but without any direct confrontation, such as swimming and running. So these are the skills we have learned, and we also learned what are the factors which affect the skills. So you can prepare the notes on the basis of this. So from my side today this much. Thank you everyone. Thank you.